IELTS, IELTS. Everywhere you go, you would hear and they're saying IELTS. So what is this? It's an international exams that is used to assess your English proficiency. And some of us, we still don't understand why we've learned English since nursery till now, and we are still expected to write IELTS. Or you could also choose to write OET. So wanting to move to the UK, English proficiency is needed, so you need to write an assessment so you could either choose to write IELTS or OET. So I wrote IELTS. I first had this discussion with my mentor, who is currently in Yale University pursuing his PhD in nursing. So I spoke to him and he spoke to me about the process where I could either choose to, study or work. But then I still had to write my IELTS. 1 year later, I hadn't written the IELTS after that discussion, but then I decided I was going to write it. So I registered for February 2022. And before then, I had been practicing to write it, but it was not that consistent. So in the months before, that was 2021, that was when I decided to be serious about studying. So one of the things I would encourage you to do is get a notebook. Yes, get a particular book that you would record your progress. You will do all your practice testing. I think one of the most important things when it comes to studying for your IELTS is practice. So I have some resources that I used when I was studying. So I first started with IELTS Liz. On her website, I started watching some of the videos and reading some of her tips on the website. I also listened to E2 test prep. I used the books IELTS Buddy 1 and 2. I used books IELTS Journal. I used IELTS Advantage, and I joined a Telegram group also that used to put in questions, used to put in resources, and I used to practice with it. And I also downloaded the Cambridge UKVI academic resources. We had 1 to 16. By then I downloaded the 16, so I practiced with the 16. And then you have to download the audios alongside, so that when you are doing the listening test, you can do. So the IELTS consists of the listening, reading, writing, and speaking. 40 questions for listening, 40 questions for reading. Then speaking would take about 12 minutes. And your writing, you have task 1 and 2, also, which would take 1 hour. So this is mostly what it's about. For me, I believe we should take it as if it's our SHS when we used to do oral English. And then comprehension and composition. So it sometimes it has its own rules. It has its what they expect of you. So you have to know what they are expecting of you. Maybe your fluency, your cohesion, your grammar. So you have to know all these things. So as you are learning, as you are practicing, this is what I would advise you. So one of the things I did was, for the task, especially task 1, maybe when they say line graph, I drafted a sample of, if I should go and meet a line graph, this is how I would write it. And if I'm supposed to go and meet a bar chart, this is how I would write it. So for my writing, that was how I made a template for if I should meet any of these questions: a pie chart, a bar chart, a line graph. This is how I would frame it. These are the vocabs I'm going to use. That's it for the writing. And for the listening, I had to keep practicing reading. Some of us, when they told us to read, like me, I'm packing. Sorry, that was in 3. It meant I don't like reading. You don't like reading. I think reading has helped me a lot, because it helped me to read faster, and also because I was exposed to a lot of vocabularies. Growing up, IELTS reading was not that much difficult for me. I could tell you it's not easy, but you can do it. So for everyone who has failed the first time, who has failed the second time, don't give up yet, because this is a process, it's a journey, and it's gonna be all right. So just keep practicing, find the right resources, talk to the right people, have a practicing partner. For the speaking, you could Find somebody who has already done it before. Keep practicing with that person. Make the person and your examiner start with part 1, part 2, and part 3. Rehearse with the person. I mean, study every day. If not every day, at least if you're not able to study every day, like, make it consistent. And also, don't dwell too much on what you do well most. Dwell on what you don't do well most. When you find out that you are passing a lot, you're having the required scores for your listening, move on to your writing, where you don't feel very confident in it. So don't focus on your success, what you are doing well at. Focus also on what you are weak in, so that you would be able to concentrate on it and pass your IELTS. So this is what I have. So if you have any question, ask me in your comment section. I would also be ready to share with you some of these resources. So you could send me a message or put your email right in the comments section. Okay, so see ya. As you have watched this video, take a moment and pause. Was it helpful? Would you want this to reach other people? Then like, share, and subscribe. Let's have fun on this journey together. Bye.